And so that's why we had to kill Dairon, because the D&D party had too much diversity.
Yeah, only
Wow.
elves allowed in our cool kids club.
Welcome back to the Storytime Network. We are unfortunately not here with D&D because Gen had an emergency. Completely understandable. So yeah, we're here with Hades.
Hades nuts on your face.
I hate that I thought that right before you said it, and I didn't have.
Back from the palace.
Like, Imagine Dragons.
All right, now that we're live, Jack, Dylan, give your side to the story with regards to the laptop.
This wasn't on
Oh,
Okay.
my.
Look, the laptop was already pretty crappy.
Looks like Eris is back.
Even
It was less than a year old at the point.
On black wings.
right. Okay. But it still is running just as well as my laptop that is the same model, and mine doesn't have the damage that yours did.
Cheers, Eris. Huh?
Yeah, but it just looks like shit now because of you.
Look. Okay, so we were on vacation,
Right.
and we were getting ready to leave from vacation to from the hotel that we were staying in. We'd loaded up the carts with all the baggage and stuff. And his backpack with the laptop in it was on top of all the other baggage, not secured or anything.
It was hanging on one of the hooks on the cart.
Yeah, it was hanging on one of the hooks. I'm moving the cart into the room. I make a sudden stop. The backpack slides off the hook and falls onto the tile floor of the hotel room.
Whether he knew it or not. Great to see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that.
Why were you not
So now
carrying
it's
the
like-
backpack?
Is there anything we can do
Because
to
we
make
were-
travel light.
more comfortable?
I had to
We
carry
were
other
loading
shit.
shit up. We were loading shit up.
No, thank you.
But yeah, so it's like the bottom part with the keyboard, like it's like the top part of that section is like all warped and stuff, and there's like a, it's just all cracked and separated from the bottom portion of it, so you can almost look in and see the circuit boards.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as my expanded ass battery thing was a few months ago.
Oh, what happened to that? I didn't hear about that.
I have an idea.
So the battery on my laptop was starting to inflate, as some batteries do at the end of their life. Remember, I told you about this.
That I remember that part. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got replaced. When they showed me a picture of it when they replaced it.
Yeah, it
It
looked
was-
like a water balloon, didn't it?
Mhm. And just note, if your laptop battery looks like that, take it in immediately.
I mean, yeah, nobody wants A, the battery to explode, and then B, the battery to, set on fire, because that shit ain't going out for a while.
No, it's one of those nasty fires.
If he no longer had Olympus to contend with, he would probably come after Chronos next. There must be some way we can redirect his rage.
If not his rage, the very
I've actually never played Hades. What is this game?
It's a roguelike.
Oh,
A Greek
like Enter the
mythology
Gungeon?
themed. Kinda. It's Greek mythology themed. The first one follows Zagreus, the son of Hades, and the second one, which is
Ooh.
Mill's playing right now, follows Melinoi, who is the daughter of Hades.
Sorry, the only son and daughter of Hades I'll recognize are Nico
Yeah.
and Hazel.
Very fun. What about Bianca? Huh?
Nah, she kind of a deadbeat. She abandoned her brother.
Wow.
And the rage bait flows from me. Let the rage bait flow.
Sure.
And with it came Typhon himself.
I've been really addicted to playing Dead as Disco lately.
Disco will never die.
It's a beat 'em up where you like similar to Hi-Fi Rush, I guess, where you
Oh,
get
interesting.
where you can fight enemies to the beat of music, but Dead of Disco lets you put in music that you've got on your computer, like if you've downloaded or bought music.
What if you were to
It's
swallow
like
you
I've got all
whole,
sorts of random
only for you to cut
songs
yourself out of his gullet?
that I sometimes just
I was
boot
just
up the
getting to
game
that
just to
part.
mess around with.
All grown up.
One of them I actually got Carly Rae Jepsen's "Call Me Maybe."
Oh my god.
To be fair, the game actually has a lot of like varied genres.
You trying to get me in trouble with
Like there's a
Hecate
few
or
songs that
something?
almost sound like they're from
Why don't you take a
Rammstein,
bottle before I smash it
and then you've got
Damn.
like your typical like disco music, and then
It's
there's
funny,
like
you need a video game to do
like
that. I just turn on my playlist while I'm playing like Ghost of Tsushima and something and try to time my sword strikes and counters with the beat of the music. Just for
I
funsies.
mean,
Jack has seen me do it.
that
He knows I do it.
Some of them strong.
yeah,
what do they need
but
you for?
what's it called?
They
Like there's
certainly
even
are
like a
capable,
couple of songs
but
that
they're
sound like
backed
they're from
into a corner on Olympus.
Vocaloid.
What matters is
I
our
know.
latest
I
battle was
think
victorious,
there's a
and I
BB
did
No
what I
Money
could to
song
see it
as
through.
well in it.
Sharing in your success, or
Oh
just
God, speaking
trying
of
to
BB No
appease
Money,
me?
have
Main
have
reason
you
I
guys
wanted
seen
that
the
Mars job
series
to
with
come
like the
anyway,
one
but it'll all
the
be
one girl
fine.
in the wheelchair that's like
What's
obsessed with
just
trying to peg him and he's like
You'll see.
some moon dust?
seemed like he was actually gonna let her.
I mean, so it's really funny. That song in Dead as Disco is the only BB No Money content that I've ever engaged with. I don't even know what his actual speaking voice is.
Amazing.
He's in the same. He actually has a song with Young Gravy, but him and Young Gravy kind of are in the same niche.
I wouldn't mind, but it's not even like I've actively avoided him. It's just
So that's it.
I've just never got round to ever listening to anything of his stuff or just his speaking voice.
It's kind of
I
comedy
It's-
music in a way.
Do any of you know who Dan Henschel is?
No.
I might have heard of him.
No, the name sounds familiar.
King Dan. He's a comedian. You've probably seen his things. I'll post him in the memes channel of this Discord, like his face.
You are bound
He's
to
the
me
coffee
and
want
I am
boing
your
boing
bearer.
guy, if you ever remember that meme being a thing.
Vaguely. It's been a while.
The moon.
But yeah, I've only ever seen his posts, but I've never heard his speaking voice either.
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
In some ways, I kind of like that I don't know how some people sound like who are popular on the internet, because it gives them this extra level of mystique to me. Like, it'll almost shatter any illusions I have of them if I know what they sound like.
The mirror.
See, I appreciate that, but there's one online personality. He hasn't been relevant in a while, but are you familiar with who Squeezy Jibs is?
No.
Oh my
Oh, I
God.
remember him. He's the
Yeah.
guy who accidentally traveled to India.
Yeah,
Amongst other
when he was
things.
meant to go to Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and his speaking voice actually makes it so much better. I
mean,
know
for what
it's probably a
worth,
character, but he's also hilarious. One of my favorite tweets of all time is a tweet from him where it says, "All holes filled could be porn, but it could also be waffles."
I mean, for what it's worth with that meme,
Caskets.
I think he had the better. I think he was luckier that went to India instead of Indiana. I don't know
Yeah.
what Indiana's like, but I feel like I would find myself being happy being in India.
Probably. Indiana, I have been a couple of times. There's nothing there. Indiana is just so flat, you can look for miles and there's not a hill in sight. Borderline, like, I don't know how people live there because it borderline made me suicidal just being there for like a week.
It's not great, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
I feel like nothing there describes a lot of like the central US though.
Oh yeah, no, the plains
Most of
area
the central
and, a lot of the
and
Midwest.
northern US, yeah. So basically everything west of St. Louis and east of Denver and north of Oklahoma City is just like pretty empty.
Lots of farmland.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
There's a handful of cities of note in that area, but yeah, otherwise it's pretty flat and empty.
I will say, in slight defense of Indiana, I did not go to southern Indiana or central Indiana, where like Indianapolis and Bloomington are, and apparently those are nice places. But yeah, the parts I were in were just abysmal.
Yeah, it's not great.
And I'm sure, Jack, Peoria is probably not too interesting either, huh?
Central Illinois is kind of, it's okay. There's decent-sized cities, but yes. But yeah, most of the big cities, so apparently, so Peoria has about 100,000 people in it, give or take, and it is the 7th biggest city in Illinois, population-wise.
Did you say 7th or 2nd?
7th. Which
Okay,
is
I was
still,
gonna say.
well, 7th is still, yeah, pretty high, because,
Yeah.
like, California, you top 10, like, you barely get to, like, 350, 400,000 people.
Yeah. But also in California, especially Southern California, it's kind of all one continuous city. Like from
The LA metro area is fucking enormous. You don't really get a
Basically
break
from-
until south of Orange County.
Yeah, no, you go from like Newbury Park, which is just south of the Camarillo grade, north of LA, all the way down to Camp Pendleton is like almost one continuous city. It's massive, just how much, and it's a lot of it is suburban sprawl too, which is interesting.
So to be to be overly simplistic, SoCal very populated.
See you in the crossroads.
I forget, Dylan, have you played Persona 5?
Nope. I've seen Jack
Did I-
play a little bit of it though.
Did I ever mention, I think I might have, how the weekend singer was playing Persona 5? Like,
Oh yeah,
and he fumbled one of the romance options.
Takena, yeah.
And he's still thinking about it.
Can't say I'm
Like-
surprised. I mean, whenever I'm playing a game that has kind of like a your decisions matter with how things turn out. I mean, I was the guy who, like, if you ever did the read your own adventure books or whatever, choose your own
Yeah.
adventure, I'd get to an ending I didn't like and be like, all right, time to turn back to the last decision. Let's see what happens if I chose
thing is-
differently.
The thing is, though, with the weekend, he's not playing it with a walkthrough or anything, he's completely blind. So I don't even think he could roll back a save. Because the problem was with the romance, if you didn't pick the romantic options before the final social link, you're actually completely locked out of the romance.
Yeah, you actually have to choose dialogue options pretty carefully, otherwise you basically have to restart.
That was
Right.
like my first playthrough of Mass Effect, where I was trying to who was I trying to romance?
You're trying to romance Ashley.
I was trying to romance xenophobic soldier
I was
lady
gonna-
because
I was gonna say, you didn't miss anything then.
yeah, I also found out that her romance option is like unavailable in the second game, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'll be honest, I feel like playing Mass Effect for the romances, unless you're playing with to get with Liara, feels like a waste of time. I'm gonna be so.
Well, yeah, I can tell that Liara is the option that most of the devs would have picked because, you know,
Well,
sexy
it's-
blue alien lady.
She's very relevant in every Mass Effect game. Well, two less.
Even the one
so.
where she's not a full-time party member, she's still relevant in the DLC.
Yeah, I was gonna say like two less so if you don't have the DLC. But
I was gonna say the DLC makes her much more relevant,
Also, the DLC is now included in the Legendary Edition, so...
which is sick. But I know the fan favorite romance option was Jack's favorite romance option, right?
Which one, Tali?
Yeah, I think Tali was the fan favorite.
Tali and Garrus, yes. They were so in demand as romance options that they were made romance options
After the fact.
in Mass Effect 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still mad that there would have been an alternate universe where if Mass Effect wasn't on the Xbox, we would have actually had every party member recruitable before Act 2.
Yeah, the two-disc limitation is very annoying.
I'm not blaming the Xbox because like PlayStation 3 was notoriously difficult to even develop for, but I still would have loved knowing that I could have had Legion at the very beginning of the game.
That would have been sick. Yeah, Legion is awesome.
Mass Effect 2 is such a really unfortunate game though, because Tally's like the worst party member. Not as a writing, but as an actual unit.
Yeah, well, in Mass Effect 1, I am actually so happy how they revolutionized like the UI and like the power system and everything in 2 and 3, because in the first game it was just stupid, like the party comp things you had to do. Like,
I will say I did like that in 1. Unless you're playing on the harder difficulty, you can just kind of use any party member. I mean, Tally is really useful because of the sheer amount of Geth enemies you fight, but you can also just get away with not using Tally. Like,
yeah, see, the way I did my party comp is like, I wanted to always have high tech so I could hack into more stuff and get more loot. Jack knows this about me. I'm a total loot goblin when it comes to games. I'm like, let me collect it all.
I mean, I know when it came to Mass Effect, in the playthrough I did like, in the Legendary Edition came out, I almost just exclusively used Garrison Rex. Like, I actually didn't use Tally that much.
Yeah, that was kind of how I played like 2 and 3. I'm just like, all right, who's got the coolest abilities? Who can I fuck shit up with the most?
For me, it was just I like Garrison Rex.
Yeah, they also have some of the best like side dialogues that happen. Like,
I do think it's funny that because of how the Renegade and Paragon system work in Mass Effect 1, like Rex can actually can be the Paragon character, like
it was very funny. Like, Rex is more Paragon than Ashley, so he can defend the Rachni if it's him and Ashley in your party.
Oh my god, he just loves playing devil's advocate. But yeah, I just played in my Legendary Edition playthrough. I just used Garrison and Rex. But I also use Garrison every Mass Effect game in the trilogy.
Garrison's just a really good character and just playable wise as well.
Unfortunately, his combat / tech skills hybrids and him having the rifles just makes him far too valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of the squad members that you can have, like, I am willing to bet barely anybody on like a blind playthrough would ever keep Caden over Ashley. I think the only reason people do is because they heard that his dialogue options are so much more entertaining in the later games.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I never used Caden on a single mission in 3.
What I'm talking about is the cutscene dialogue. Like, hey, Commander, I should go. I should go.
I think, see, I had already known about the whole thing with Vermeer when I first ever played Mass Effect. So I knew to just send Ashley to die. So, mostly just because, like, I didn't care for Ashley, and I was very meh to neutral about Caden, so it was because of that's the only reason why I let Caden live.
So yeah, I just have a thing for hot soldier lady, so I kept her around, and then I will say her character design in 3 did not disappoint.
Oh, okay, we're very different in this then, because I think her design in 3 is a massive downgrade.
Really?
So, you know what? She's the second human Spectre. If she wants to let her hair down literally and have breast implants, go for it.
I choose to think of it less as she got breast implants, more as she was probably nerfing herself in the early games. Because, let's think about it. Big boobs are impractical in combat.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just that
Valuable, Rocky.
I just think the design feels way out of place compared to every other party member in that game. Like, even, like, I wouldn't mind, but the characters who have more sexual designs feel like they were made with that in as part of their identity, like with Jack. How
Yeah. Oh,
deals with sexuality.
her
You know,
Mass
or
Effect
how
3 design is
Fane-
also an upgrade in my mind. I will say.
or how,
Yeah.
or how Fane was made deliberately because the people at BioWare wanted people to actually burst over Fane.
I mean, they succeeded. Thane was very popular.
I was gonna say, I can see
similar,
why.
And similar to how Samara was kind of like a reference to like the sexy blue-skinned alien women in sci-fi media, like you can clearly see where they did it with intent. And it's the same with Miranda, because she's supposed to be like the perfect human, and there's the whole deal with herself and like how she's like can't have kids and all that kind of like that stuff. But like there's none of that with Ashley. To me, they just made her attractive because I
Yeah,
almost feel like it's
it seems a bit lazy, honestly, comparatively.
I don't know, but I could believe that it's an overcorrection because of how disliked Ashley was as a romance option. At least
I am
compared
not
to
ashamed to
Cade and
admit that I would
Oliara.
have Miranda come with me on a lot of missions just so I'd like get to see her butt a lot in the cutscenes.
It's the whole Tomb Raider thing, right? Where
it works. I mean, it works because like Miranda's kit's kind of ass as well. It's like there's two meanings to it. No,
Yeah,
to be
and
fair,
it's funny
Miranda's
because like I would
actually.
usually play like oh god, I played Sentinel all the time, so like she had Incinerate and then I already had Incinerate, so she was basically useless to me. But
I
I was
mean,
just like,
Very
but
redundant,
booty.
yeah.
I know in 2, I ended up defaulting to Mordin because Mordin's like actually low key really powerful if
I
you
love
don't have tech
Mordin.
skills.
Yeah, Mordin's awesome.
Because
Mhm.
I played Vanguard Shepherd with Garrus, so I was like I kind of had the like combat skills and I had my biotic skills.
Yeah.
Especially because I feel like biotics in 2 aren't as valuable as the other 2 games, in my opinion.
Some of them are great. I honestly like Warp is one of the most underrated
Well, that's
skills in
like
my mind.
because you can pick a.
Any of the
signature-
shield destroying skills are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you can pick a signature skill from another party member, I just picked a signature biotic skill so that I didn't need to rely on another biotic companion. And then I just had Mordin because Mordin and Garrus did really good for like shield and armor penetration. But I feel like Mordin's just really useful.
Warden's good, yeah.
Especially because you can give him that goated submachine gun from the Kasumi story.
Yeah, that one. Honestly, I will admit, very big Vanguard enthusiast here, just because it is a very fun class to play as, and also there's a lot of valuable stuff going on with the class. Like it compensates for a lot of
Biotic Charge
weaknesses
is goated, I will say.
You really can't, as long as you know what you're doing with it. Biotic Charge is one of the best like class exclusive skills in the game.
See, if I was gonna play the game again anytime soon, I would absolutely go out my way though to not play Vanguard, just because I've played it twice now, and I would. If I'm already gonna pick the same dialogue options because I'm never picking Renegade,
Same.
then I might as well play a different combat class.
I tried really hard to do a Renegade run. I'll let you guys know that. I tried really hard to do a Renegade run. I just like
The problem is because
you feel so mean.
the problem is because of how Mass Effect works. You're not incentivized, in my opinion, to pick renegade options because more often than not, you're actually locking yourself out of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind the idea that it's just going to be like, yeah, being evil's a bad thing. I'm not rewarding you for being evil or nasty, based, but more often than not, it's more just a case of that you're feeling very unfulfilled, because I'd like to believe most humans on the planet have a sense of empathy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like when people say like, oh, when a fantasy game has like no consequences for being evil, like why wouldn't you choose the evil option? It's like, because my fantasy is to be a good person.
Yep. Sorry, you're trying to say something, Mill?
I mean, I was gonna say you don't pick the same class and dialogue options every playthrough. Can't relate.
I mean, because like with Baldur's Gate 3, like I won't go into spoilers because I know you're playing it right now.
Yeah, I am
But the
mid-act 3. I will say that.
oh, okay then. I can just say stuff without too much worry. But like, the one character who was supposed to be the evil companion, like the evil playthrough character,
Minthara.
Michael, yeah. Probably the funniest character in the game.
I feel really bad. I sort of killed her without realizing what I needed to do.
I'll be honest though, if you're not playing with an uncapped party size, or if you're already playing a paladin, you're not missing much.
I mean, I'm not
Especially
playing as a
'cause
paladin.
The story also just doesn't intersect with the other party members, but that's neither here nor there. But well, actually, yeah, it does. The problem is with Minthara is who's supposed to be the evil playthrough character. They patched it in so you could recruit her on a good playthrough.
Yeah.
So being evil has next to no benefits. Unless you're wanting to get a sex scene with her.
Well, is she like sexy bad bitch or?
I mean, she's a powerful, dominant drow woman.
Oh, and not that I've been a part of the D&D like community at large for a while, but I know drow women are considered to be pretty
Attractive,
The whole
yes.
thing with drow women is, I think I meant because you encountered them in the campaign that I run. But the whole point is drow was supposed to be like matriarchal as a society. Like, men are generally just like for breeding. One of the party members actually
snoo.
One of the party members in Baldur's Gate 3 actually alludes to the fact that he was basically a sex slave to a drow matriarch. Like, it's that kind of like society.
Can't get through.
Yeah, it's not the fun, haha, sexy stuff. It is the ew, gross sexual stuff.
Like,
Snoo.
No.
But
Bad.
Hey, Jack, you do realize that one of my favorite women in the Cradle series was Akram Malice.
I know.
But with Minthara though, like because she doesn't really intersect with any other characters' writing really. She kind of just isn't worth the cost because you have to lose potentially 3 party members to get Minthara.
Which is why they patched it in so that you don't have to do that to get Minthara.
Because for context, Dylan, if you recruit this one evil paladin character or go through the lengths to do it the normal way, you miss out on the barbarian in a game where the only other tank at that point would be your fighter or yourself. You would miss out on the warlock, who, if you're not using the wizard, or if you're not an offensive spellcaster yourself, means you're out of a warlock. If you fail a charisma check, you then also lose the wizard, which means then you have no offensive spellcasters, apart from the druids, who aren't on the same level. And so at that point, it's like, great, I've got a paladin, but I've lost 3 characters, which means I don't get any.
Also, I'm pretty sure she was mutually exclusive with Halsin, who is also a druid.
Yeah, but you also get another druid in the game anyway, so it's not like there's too much. But like, it's still not great because you miss out on an optional character. But like, it just wasn't worth it, and it still isn't because again, now that you can recruit her as a good character, none of that shit matters.
Yeah. Remember how I said I'm a loot goblin when it comes to video games?
And the
That
only
extends to party members. Give me all of my Pokemon.
the only other thing you really get if you're an evil character only really depends on the kind of character you're playing as. 1 second.
He only loves himself. He only loves himself. Only loves himself. Only loves himself.
I'm just replying to Gen in the Discord.
Pom.
But yeah, with again, like an evil playthrough, the rewards really only depend on the kind of character you pick at the beginning. So in some cases, you're actually kind of handicapping yourself playing an evil playthrough because you don't get anything to substitute it. Like if you play the Dark Urge playthrough, which is supposed to be like the you're playing this like tortured soul who struggles to deal with their urge to murder and kill. Like, there are benefits to killing people in that game, but they're not worth it. Like,
So being a murder goblin is not fun.
Like, one of the things you get if you kill a very plot important character is a transformation, which locks you out of all of your class abilities while you do the transformation. If you're not if you're not playing a melee character, that means you basically lose your spellcaster, for example, or your healer. Like, the only benefits you get is if you're a fighter, your extra attacks actually carry over to the transformation. And because by the end of Baldur's Gate you can actually get 3 attacks as a fighter, it's not the worst. But by that point, you already get a fighter anyway in the game who gets her own unique equipment that basically makes her one of the strongest party members anyway, so you might as well just use her instead of playing a fighter yourself and doing this evil playthrough.
So yeah, I've been hearing. I do have a question about the classes in Baldur's Gate. Not that I'm necessarily planning on playing Baldur's Gate, but if I did, would being a bard just be like a bad idea?
There's no bard.
Not inherently.
There's actually no recruitable bard, so you'd have a completely unique niche.
Nice.
And the game actually goes out of its
charisma is really useful in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I heard you talk about charisma checks. I'm just like, well, I'll just be a bard so I can just riz everybody.
But
it's not a bad idea.
With bards, because what do you call it? Because there's actually a few unique equipment pieces for bards. It's not a bad idea to pick one. Means if you're not playing with an uncapped party, you could potentially drop the rogue. So you don't even need a rogue, like, you don't need the rogue character to, like, help with everything.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I did play Baldur's Gate, it would be either as a bard or probably as a rogue.
I will say, though, for a few gold pieces, you can actually respec every party member into any class. So you could just decide that you want one of the 2 druids in the game to be a bard. Or
that'd be fun.
Or you could decide to just do a full druid party. Or even like a full monk party.
Monk is another class I'd be interested in.
Or if you want to be really funny,
my
a full
power
bard
is throw
party.
hands.
I mean, with Baldur's Gate, they do redesign some of the classes, so they are just better. Monk especially gets kind of a good facelift to be like useful. I know Ranger got a few things that made it quite likable and useful.
I remember you telling me this with like Seamus and everything. Isn't like he's a bard, but he's like basically a ranger too?
I mean, because the thing is with rangers is they're kind of known for potentially having animal companions.
Yeah.
And you know, like, because rangers are the third. They're the class that's the third best when it comes to having multiple skills. So if you wanted to like have a full party, if you wanted to have like a small party of people who use a lot of skills, you could do like a bard and a ranger, and you'd actually cover like almost every skill in the game.
Versatility.
although kind of the sad thing is with Baldur's Gate, like a lot of the intelligence skills are pretty useless. Would you agree, Neil?
Yeah.
Like there's a few where you unlock dialogue if you pass the knowledge check, but a lot of the time you still can get the best result anyway.
I mean, to be fair, I've been, save scumming, so,
Also,
Understandable.
Yeah, a lot of things with Baldur's Gate kind of doesn't matter because you can just save scum the fuck out of it. Oh, you...
What does that mean, save scum?
You saving before basically saving before an RNG check to then reload the save until you get the result you want.
Yep.
Oh, I'd for sure be guilty of doing that.
Like, I don't know. You want to make a check and you want to like intimidate a character to give you their weapon, but the check is really difficult because you didn't spec into charisma. Well, that's fine. You can just save before the D&D roll, the dice roll, and then keep going until you actually get the result you want.
And here's the thing, they knew
Would
what they
that
were
be considered
doing.
metagaming?
I mean, yeah, but they knew what they were doing. If they didn't want you to do that, then they wouldn't have made, saving during dialogue an option.
Yeah, like, honestly, one of the best ways they could do it is if you could only save in limited places. Like, only save in a safe zone, and also you can only save if, like, you've completed a rest.
Yeah. Like...
That's another thing with Baldur's Gate as well, Dylan. You could long rest before every fight in the game, and apart from one part of the main story...
You don't get penalized for it, yeah.
Like, there's only one instance in the entire game where long resting too much is actually a problem, and all you need to do then is long rest before you encounter that part, and then just make sure that you either avoid the fights until you complete that part, or just use the 2 short rests you have before a long rest. I think the maximum is you can only long rest twice before the worst result will happen. But all that means then is you've still got more than enough rests to like get through that particular story segment.
Now that actually brings me back to Mass Effect. What is it, Mass Effect 2, that has like once you get to a certain point in the story, you literally like can't delay going to this next mission?
It's when you go to get the Reaper IRF,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Once you get Legion, the game will only let you do 2 missions before the Normandy crew start dying. And then
that's what it is.
After the second mission you do,
a timer. Yeah,
like the Normandy crew start dying more and more.
Yeah, I literally, my first playthrough, I did not know that, and then I like got to the suicide mission, and I was like, wait, why is everybody already dead? And then I had to go back to load an old save to like fix it.
Yep.
I was like, no, I can't do that. Because I'm so like I said, Luke Goblin, I like to do all the side missions before I finish the main missions. So like, I had to make sure I did all the side missions up to the Reaper ILF and then do that.
I mean, you do have to do the Legion loyalty mission afterwards. So it's best to save one mission for between the Reaper IFF and Legion loyalty.
I think I deliberately did it so I could squeeze in. What's it called now? I think I did it so I squeezed in Legion and Tally's loyalty missions.
Oh, right, back to back?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, because I did Legion's loyalty mission, bringing Tally along, because I knew there was going to be Geth enemies. And then I did it so Legion would come to Tally's loyalty mission and had that fun, unique interaction.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that has some unique dialogue options, I remember. Or like, it's just unique dialogue between them.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking of... I told you guys I tried to do a Renegade run. I've actually tried a few times to do a Renegade run in Mass Effect, and my most recent one was actually the most recent run through I did of Mass Effect. And I rage quit at what is it, at the end of 2 because like I did not have enough Renegade points to stop the conflict between I think it was Jack and Miranda. And so I couldn't get I had to like not have one of their loyalties, which means they die in the suicide mission. And I was like, no!
There is a way to get around that. I think if you... So you can pick a side in that conflict, and then you just tell the other character that you only did it to spare the other character's feelings. Like, you can basically just manipulate them.
Which is very Renegade, so I'm with it.
That doesn't work for Tali and Legion, though. It only works for Miranda and Jack.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because, like... I was gonna say, like... Miranda and Jack are fine to let die in the loyalty mission, but no, I can't even say that with a straight face.
No.
It's honestly not too difficult to get a run where you get everyone surviving the whole thing. So, I mean, like...
The easiest part is if you... The easiest way to do it is if you send someone like Kasumi, Fane, or Mordin away to escort the Normandy crew back.
I always send Mordin. Yeah.
Any of them, because they are characters with some of the lowest values.
Durability-wise, yeah.
For the check, for the hold the line segment.
But Mordin has to be the one to say hold the line.
Because what I did was, I sent Fane away, because Fane is probably the worst character in the game as a unit, unfortunately.
But he is a total unit.
Yeah. But, so I sent Fane away, and I actually brought Mordin and Kasumi with me for the final fight. Just so I got rid of every squishy character, so the hold the line segment was the safest. Because every character actually has a hidden value for that segment. I believe Grunts and Zaid have the highest rating.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
we haven't even talked about Zaid yet. Zaid's hilarious to me.
I think someone did an analysis of the actual values for that mission.
I'm literally getting up the TV tropes page for the analysis.
Okay, yeah.
Because, basically, because it's actually based on an average, and the character's actual ranking raises by 1 point based on if you've completed their loyalty mission or not. Yep. So it's Garrus as well. I forgot. Garrus,
Grunts, and Zaid, yeah,
have a rating of 3, which then becomes a 4 if they're loyal. Then you've got...
Well, isn't Garrus's recruitment mission basically just hold the line? So like he's got to have high value at that.
I mean, narratively, you could say that because Garrus and Zaid are both snipers. They are adept at then protecting their allies. Grunt is obviously a Krogan, so he's fucking a walking tank.
He is a brick shithouse, yes.
But also, Zaid is supposed to be really hard to kill. I mean, because if you recall in the lore, he did get shot in the head with a fucking bullet.
Yeah. Canonically hard to kill.
Also, Garrus gets shot in the face with a fucking missile.
Yep. Canonically hard to kill.
Then you've got Miranda, Jacob, Fane, Samara / Morinth, and Legion as 2 if they're loyal, and then 1 if they are.
Who besides the worst of the Gooners would save Morinth over Samara?
Renegade completionists, I imagine.
Probably, yeah. Because Miranda, Samara actually explicitly states that once the loyalty mission is that the suicide mission's over, she would actually be willing to find you and kill you. But yeah, and then you've got like Mordin, Jack, Tali, and Kasumi, who are the most frail characters.
The squishies, as it were.
Or 0 if they are not loyal. And you want the average number to be 2, which means if you've got Garrus, Grunt, and Zaid at Loyal, you've pretty much almost guaranteed yourself having everyone not die.
And the best way to guarantee that is to send one of the 4 squishies away to protect the remaining Normandy crew.
Yeah.
And have everyone else have everyone loyal.
Do that, and then you could again. I just brought Kasumi and Mordin with me because they're actually really good against the final boss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because then you get Incinerate and oh gosh, what's the one with Overload? Both of them are great against the final boss.
But what's it called though? Like, if you do that, then there's only one frail character in Jack, or whoever else you send away.
And Jack on her own is not nearly enough to bring down the average.
Yeah, like the one character who's got a rating of 1, like, has to compete against 3 characters with a rating of 4. So.
And if everyone else is at 2, that averages out very nicely.
I was originally going to do something with this campaign or something like that. During the war bit, where you're actually like trying to break into Centralis, I was going to have a part where like you could choose any party members you wanted to come with you, but everyone would have an assigned like rating for how likely they are to contribute and or survive actually helping you break into Centralis.
That would have been interesting.
The only reason I didn't do it is because unlike a video game where you can save before you make the option, so if you fuck up you can just go back and reload your save. You can't reload in Dungeons & Dragons, you would guess. Who would have guessed you can't reload in a tabletop game?
Not me! I wouldn't have!
So autosave!
Like, imagine finding out that fucking, like, Hayato just dies off-screen because of...
That would be terrible.
Like,
off-screen my best friend like that?
You know, like, imagine fucking, I don't know, Jade dying. That would be a genuine tragedy because she's still a child.
I see you.
But she's a child soldier, so like...
Yeah, it's still tragic.
Alright, Coney.
Also, don't forget, she's basically Akira's granddaughter, adopted. Like, he'd have to deal with also losing her. Also, it'd mean Mr. X has to then learn that his daughter's fucking dead.
Which would not be fun.
That's not ideal.
Because, like... But yeah, like, I didn't want to do that. I felt like it wouldn't be fair. But I did do a toughness rating for everyone / combat helpness. So like I put Jade on Tora, and Hayato were considered the highest rating. Just because they are like the bulkiest characters. Tristina, Layla, and Tarin were actually the lowest.
Because squishy.
Yeah, and then everyone else was kind of in the midsection. Oh, Hawk was also at the bottom rating as well, and Drake. I forgot about them too. But that would have meant Guy.
Well, at least if Torrent died, you wouldn't have had to do that accent anymore.
That would have been the biggest tragedy.
Yeah.
My goat, Torrent. Torrent's such a fun character to do. I just love that he's so fucking jarring compared to everyone else in the setting.
I love it. He's almost like a little trickster god character.
In the other campaign, in the future campaigns I want to do with the other content that I've been working on, there is also another Genasi that's a leader. So I'd be tempted to give her like a really strange accent that no one else speaks.
Make her Scottish.
I can't hold the Scottish
Or
accent.
or Australian. Australian might be easier for you to do.
That could be funny.
Yeah. Or Kiwi.
I feel like at that point it's beginning to get racist. Like I'm too white for one to do like a lot of accents well. And like, I feel like I'd be asking to get cancelled if I started doing like an African accent.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to where Jack and I were raised, I am good at doing a couple of incredibly racist accents that are also somehow pretty accurate. I just don't pull them out often for obvious reasons.
Or are you talking like Indian and a couple Asian, couple East Asian accents?
Indian, Vietnamese, and I think I can do a pretty good Korean accent too.
It's really funny, because with that other campaign, because I actually read all of JJK Modulo before I wrote that campaign. The campaign, the setting. One of the characters I've worked on has actually been inspired, partly because of Modulo.
I still haven't read Modulo yet.
I think
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I really like it.
I hear it ties up a lot of like the loose ends that were left by the rushed ending of JJK.
I think the best part is knowing that Todo like aged extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
Toto continues to be the GOAT.
Also, it's definitely implied that he actually did end up with Takeda.
That's amazing. See, I was about to ask, like,
where was that implied? I didn't catch that.
I think it was in like one of the volume, like post-volume bits. There's like
in the volume extras.
Yeah, they show him like in Modulo, like how he is like 8 years later, and he's like walking off with a woman who's just as tall as he is, who has twin tails. So either Todo's imagined that Takeda's actually walking with him, or he actually pulled her.
Or he found a girl that resembles her or something.
To be fair, I could see both options.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Todo. He invented an entirely fictitious backstory with Yuji. Like,
if Todo had a domain expansion, would it be weaponized autism or weaponized schizophrenia?
I kind of like the idea that it would basically be him being able to trade memories. Like, he can swap memories and things with people.
Oh, and that would also work in with Boogie Woogie.
That would do serious psychic damage to some people.
I think something like that would be really cool, while still letting him have Boogie Woogie. So not only is he disorientating people by having them like confused where they're supposed to be in position-wise, but also having to deal with the fact that they're getting memories of Todo being a fucking galaxy brain, like, like crazy guy, you know.
It'd be like with Trafalgar Law, swapping people's consciousnesses, swapping people's minds.
I can see that.
I only read good manga.
Wow, rude.
And why do you read JJK?
Well, that's why I don't read it anymore, Mil. I realized it was bad. I'm actually burning down my volumes tomorrow. So.
What's really funny is there's like a lot of manga that I'll have started but not been able to finish because like either the manga falls off or I just lose interest in it. But like there's some manga that I've actually finished that like, I mean they could be really good but they're kind of sleepers or their animes just haven't done them justice. Like The Promised Neverland has an amazing ending in the manga, even if it's confusing as fuck.
I'm really glad that I only bought 3 volumes of Sakamoto Days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it falls off a little bit, I've heard.
And I'm also really glad I never got Oshinoko.
Yeah,
oh
that
my
one.
God.
That one I'm glad I only watched the first season of.
Also,
I know
I'm
nothing about Oshinoko.
I'm also at the point where I'm kind of wishing that I hadn't bought as many Dandadan volumes as I've got.
Does Dandadan fall off?
No, it's still good.
I've been told there's a amnesia plot, and they're like...
Oh, I think I saw something about that on Twitter.
And they're doing love triangle stuff. that to me, I don't know because I've not caught up with it, but
It's still an ongoing arc, so like, yeah,
I
it's
mean, so was the not Shibuya, Shinjuku story with against.
yeah, but this isn't the end
Yeah.
game.
I mean, I know
Now,
people who wish it was, so they could be free.
Those people are
speaking
fucking
of like,
doomers and have no patience. Fuck those
speaking of love
people.
triangles and romance stuff in anime, there's this one manga that like I don't want to call it a guilty pleasure because I am very proud that I actually enjoy this anime. It's a bit ecchi and it's a little bit harem, but like then there actually is a payoff where like the main character who's like the center of the harem actually ends up with, in my opinion, best girl who would not have been the first choice of a lot of people. Have you guys
Domestic
ever heard?
girlfriend?
Fuck no,
No.
what?
Wow, even Dylan has standards enough to hate Rent a Girlfriend.
No, I said domestic girlfriend.
Oh, domestic girlfriend.
No, still no.
In my mind, there's no difference between the two. They're both degenerates.
Yeah.
But no, have you guys ever heard of the manga Negima?
Oh yeah, Negima.
Yeah.
That one's a fun one.
Yeah, it's so fun. It also like that's the manga that like cemented in my mind that like shit, lightning powers are fucking sick.
I mean, it's really funny. If I was to ever have superpowers, it would either be lightning powers. I actually really love position swapping powers, so Todo actually made me feel very seen.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah.
love shadow. I also love shadow manipulation,
That
which
one's
is
really
why
cool too.
Megumi upset me.
Megumi was so
I was gonna say they could have done
disappointing.
so
Yeah.
much better with that.
It's kind of funny that Megumi has already had his last fight in the anime.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He has such a cool domain, and he uses it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he only gets 2 fights after he gets his domain.
See,
so...
that is one of the reasons I enjoy Slime as a series because
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like they do shadow powers some good justice, especially
Actually,
with
no,
Soe.
I forgot. Megumi does have a few fights after he gets his domain. But to be fair,
Most of them are in
kind
Shibuya.
most of them don't give him a position to do it because he can't. Toji would not let him get away with doing it. And wasn't he already in Dagon's domain?
To be fair,
He did
yeah,
use
he was
his
more-
domain to help them get
Yeah.
out of Dagon's domain. But
Yeah.
then Toji popped in.
But like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's
Toji
still-
that
it's
was
still-
like his biggest Auriform
wait.
moment as Toji.
oh wait, I forgot. He has fucking. He doesn't even use his domain against Haruta. Is it? Is that the name of the twink?
Yes.
He
I
doesn't.
think he was
He just
basically
summons
out
Makaraga.
of-
Yeah, he just
I think he was-
It was literally a tactical nuke versus coughing baby moment.
Also, like, here's the
was
thing, though.
dying.
No, yeah, he was basically tapped out on cursed energy at that point. His only move left for him was that suicide move.
Yeah, it's like I'd say that, even though he did it on the most jobber of jobbers in Shibuya, that and when he tries to do it against Sukuna in the Culling games, those are
He
really
doesn't
the
even get
only
it
two-
off at that point.
Yeah, but those are like that's the only other time where it's like, yeah, that would have actually been the best case scenario.
Just in case you wanted me to tell her anything when next we met, as she may be providing some assistance when I navigate the rift of destiny.
No need to tell her anything.
God, it's a shame because I really like Megumi, but like,
He does get shafted. He really does, and not in the good way.
to be fair, I'm the person who really loves Kakyoin in JoJo's Part 3. He's actually one of my favorite characters in JoJo's, but I actually really hate how he's handled.
He really doesn't do much in the second half of Stardust Crusaders.
I've said to several people in the past, I think him and Joseph could have swapped their fates, and I think the story would have been better for it.
See, JoJo's is still a series I like just simply refuse to get into in any capacity.
Understandable.
I mean, I'll be honest. You could read or watch up to Part 4, and I think that would be fine.
Part 4 works as a good epilogue story to the first 3 parts, yeah.
As someone who really despises Part 5,
my next move, Commander. To pursue our enemy in the Underworld, or come to the aid of Olympus.
I think if you watched or read Phantom Blood up to Diamond is Unbreakable, you would be fine with that.
Honestly, you could straight up skip part 5 and watch part 6, and you'd still be fine.
I think you should just either go all the way or don't part skip. Like I think skipping part 5, even though I don't like part 5, would be like, how would I describe it? I think you should watch or read part 5, even if I myself don't recommend people even experience it.
Oh, is it like, if you want to get the full experience of Revenge of the Sith, you gotta watch Attack of the Clones first?
Even though Attack of the Clones is
Dog shit, yeah.
I can honestly say I enjoyed Attack of the Clones, though. Like, I mean
you can enjoy it, but Attack of the Clones was the worst Star Wars movie until Rise of Skywalker.
I was gonna make a joke that was probably mean, and I was gonna say I guess that's why Jack was the favorite son.
Oh
no, I mean what I mean is like I enjoyed a lot of the parts of Attack of the Clones. Like the Camino part was really good, and also just like getting to see all the Jedi show up at the Coliseum was pretty cool. Like there were parts of it that I really enjoyed, and then other parts where I'm just like cringing through it.
I hate sand. It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, that's what you say every time we go to the beach, Jack.
So
because it's true.
I think that scene in isolation is actually fine. It's just the writing and the direction was a bit stiff.
Yeah,
I think the idea that Anakin is so, like, having to deal with his trauma in a way where he's struggling to really vocalize it and explain it is a really cool idea. It's just, unfortunately, it comes across as cringy because, unfortunately, like, a lot of the more emotional story beats of the prequel trilogy aren't that strong.
No,
the only ones that come across really strong are
the
in Revenge of the Sith.
I think the action writing is good. You know.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The choreography and the action writing is phenomenal. That's what I enjoy about Attack of the Clones and the prequel trilogy in general. Like, oh my gosh, Duel of the Fates is still probably one of my favorite combat scenes from any movie of all time.
What isn't a John Williams score just absolutely fucking amazing?
See, like, I also think the brief bit with Dooku and Yoda is also like a really cool scene.
Oh yeah. See, like, there's things to enjoy about it. It's not like I know, Jack, you said until Rise of Skywalker. I think The Last Jedi was really the nail in the coffin for the sequel trilogy.
No, it was Rise of Skywalker.
I don't agree with that. Rise of Skywalker was irredeemably bad.
I mean, to be fair, the real nail in the coffin of the sequel trilogy was when they didn't get the same guy to do all three fucking movies.
That's what I mean. It's like, who is it? J.J. Abrams for the Last Jedi? He just like, well, first off, the character assassination of Luke Skywalker.
No, J.J. Abrams did Force Awakens.
Oh shit! Who did?
Rian Johnson did.
That's who it is. Yeah, I actually don't like a lot of his stuff anyway. So like, when I heard he was directing it, I already lost hope.
Don't you liked all three of the Knives Out movies? What are you talking about?
Unfortunately, the sequel trilogy was just set up to fail. Like,
imagine buying an IP for billions of dollars and like just absolutely fucking face planting with your actual attempt at utilizing it.
I mean, EA with all of their game studios.
Yep.
There's a lot of things where people fumble IPs that are given to them. I mean, heck, 90% of Star Wars games. You know, if we're just keeping on theme with StarArs, like, a lot of the games are actually shit.
Yeah.
Like, it took until the Souls-like one for people to feel like
you're
Star
talking
Wars
about
games were good again.
What was it? Fallen Order?
Yeah.
No.
Like, it's whatever it's
A
called.
lot of people liked Knights of the Old Republic. A lot of people liked those games more for the lore than for like.
But
yeah, that's BioWare.
The first one was BioWare. The second one was Obsidian.
But those were like the last good Star Wars games for a lot of people until those Souls-like games.
Hey, don't you dare besmirch The Force Unleashed.
I mean,
The Force Unleashed was goated.
Yeah, but I also know it was not. The point is, though, is that a lot of people didn't have a lot of hope for good Star Wars games. Like at
That's
the
fair.
time, until those had come out, because the Lego games are just an adaptation of the Star Wars story.
Yeah,
which
those were
isn't a
fun for their own
problem.
reasons because of the memes. And Battlefront 2, the OG Battlefront 2 was really good. But yeah, outside of those, like I don't even know many other Star Wars games, so I can't tell you how good they were.
But yeah, that's what I mean though, is that like the like, you know, again, Star Wars is an example of a series that has been handled very inconsistently as well. Like there's plenty of stuff like that where I mean, basically any game that Activision gets its hands on, you have to accept that unfortunately you're going to get absolute dog shit.
Mhm. Yeah, I always tell people, like, I mean, here's something surprising for you guys. I've met people that have never watched Star Wars before. And I've like, and they're like, oh, like, which one? There's just so much to watch. What should I watch? I'm just like, you watch the original 6 movies, and if you liked those well enough, then watch Clone Wars. And then that's all you would need to like get the full Star Wars experience. And even then, like, only the original 6 movies is like what you would get the full, the important story as it were.
Yeah, there's been some good stuff in the Disney era, but like it's been an overall mixed bag compared to like the original trilogy, and even kind of the prequel trilogy is also a mixed bag. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
I almost
Overall,
said something
especially in
delusional.
hindsight, the prequel trilogy is pretty good.
I think that's just because of how bad the sequel trilogy is. I think there is still, I think the problems that the prequel trilogy had are still there. It's just that they are less, they are just less terrible compared to the other terrible trilogy.
That's very true. Yeah.
I will say, Force Awakens is not bad in and of itself. It's just kind of tainted by the fact that the trilogy just fucking implodes by the end.
There was so much potential in The Force Awakens, you know, beyond it just kind of being a reskin of A New Hope. But like, there's potential there. There was so much wasted potential in the subsequent 2 movies. That's why I say like Last Jedi was the nail in the coffin, because like it just cascaded from there, and then The Rise of Skywalker did shit for dick to salvage it. It actually somehow made it worse. So,
well, the thing is that what made it worse is that they backtracked so much on everything.
Yeah, that's why you don't change directors.
I mean, that's the thing. I think Last Jedi on its own is a good Star Wars movie. I think making it a sequel of Force Awakens makes it, you know, just an okay Star Wars movie.
Last Jedi has problems, but I like a lot of what it tries to do, at least. I think it tries to do some interesting things.
I also think that they're all cowards for not taking the story in a direction that it easily could have gone in, where Kylo Ren kind of turns back to the light, and then Rey falls to the dark side, and they have like basically a protagonist swap. Like that would have been so sick. Like I just think about what could have been with that. It would have been so awesome.
You know what's one thing they could have just not done that I think would have already made the movie better?
What?
Not have them kiss.
Yeah, I agree.
I know they weren't technically related, but that felt incestual to me.
To me, it's just it wasn't deserving. Like
it did not feel remotely earned.
Like fucking Luke and Leia's kiss was more earned.
Yeah, and that actually was incestual. Granted, they didn't know it was, but
Star Wars if it was written in Alabama.
Incest is wincest.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yoda playing on a banjo.
I just thought of swapping all the lyrics of Sweet Home Alabama to make it sound like Yoda singing it.
It's really funny because Akira technically, well, not technically, he does have a lightsaber because that's what the Sunblade weapon is. I was originally gonna have him, when describing some of the powers that he has with wind, vaguely being like the Force, but then I was like, you know what? I actually don't want to because that sounded shit.
Yeah, it's hard to copy the Force. That being said, there are times where lightsabers are done so well outside of Star Wars, like case in point, Arthur from Fire Force. That was like I loved his lightsaber.
Your rival has fallen.
Should I change things up?
Arthur has some bullshit going on too in his case, but yeah.
No, he was literally just like the embodiment of I'm crazy enough to bend reality. Fuck you. Oh man. I love that his delusions actually just like made him more powerful.
Yep.
It was the best. It was
Pet the cats, yes.
I mean, isn't that why Todo's the GOAT?
yeah, exactly. Sometimes those characters they make the least sense, but they're sometimes the most entertaining.
I love my delusional sons.
My delusional king.
See, I was actually going to have something like a Todo-esque character in the campaign. Like, a character that just suddenly inserts himself as one of the party members' best friends. I mean, well, technically Ration does that. Like, Felix
I was gonna
only
say,
hung
like,
out-
if I had a mind for it, I could have played Seamus like that because he was a somewhat later addition to the party. Or it could have been like I could have twisted Seamus's backstory and like because you know his backstory includes that he was like kind of classmates, friends, study buddies with Rua, and that could have been something that he just like completely deluded himself into thinking. And Rua's like, "Dude, I don't know you." Like, what are you talking about? We're best friends.
Who the fuck are you? Like, there's not even any records of you entering the country.
That's some
Yeah,
super
exactly.
shit.
Like, how do you know where things are in Centralis? You've never been here before.
Yeah.
Don't I forget, did you read Bleach to the end?
Yes.
That's some Tsukishima shit.
Yeah. The fucking the Quincy guy.
No,
not Quincy. He's
That's right. Yeah, the Fullbring guy. Yeah. Okay. No, I remember who you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was wild too. Like, it's very hard to write that. So when a mangaka or an author can do it well, it's impressive to me.
Yeah. I give Kubo shit for his writing, because it's not the best. But he can occasionally nail an idea on the head.
I think the thing is, I'll be honest, compared to all three of the big three, I feel like Kubo is a lot more bold with what he tends to write.
Yeah, he had some cool concepts for sure.
I'm not saying that One Piece or Naruto don't do bold things, but let's be honest, when it comes to Naruto's very much like the most palatable of the three.
It's the most cookie-cutter shonen of the three, for sure.
Which I think is fine, because to be fair, Naruto came out in what, the 90s?
Nope.
Late 90s.
First issue of Naruto was in 99.
Yeah, it's mainly a 2000s series.
But the point is, though, is that Naruto, like, kind of was, you know, what's it called? Like,
it was pretty genre-defining for a lot of battle shonen, to be fair.
Yeah. So, like, what's it called? Like, it's not a problem, but, like, how would you describe it? See, I haven't really seen One Piece as much as any of you guys have, but I feel like a lot of times when I'm hearing stuff about One Piece, yes, it does do bold things and it does do stuff really well, but I also hear the opposite in a few cases.
Yeah, there's some things in One Piece, like, I mean, for one thing, like, for better or worse, and there are some benefits to this, but also definitely some drawbacks, that, like, half the time in One Piece, Oda is kind of just improvising. And like sometimes it works out amazing, but other times it's just like this did not have to be this way. You really could have done this better. Like apparently hockey wasn't even supposed to be a thing.
No, Otis set hockey up from pretty early on.
Certainly
Isn't that the whole
Conquerors.
reason why isn't that the whole reason why the fish fucks off when it bites Shanks' arm?
Yep.
That's more of a fan based retcon there. I think
no, Dylan.
Let's think about it this way.
Remember, Dylan.
Yeah.
Like they implemented that into the live action, which had Oda's say so in it. Like,
well, yeah, the live action was made how far into the series? I'm talking about when Oda was originally writing it. I don't think he wrote that the Romance Dawn part and the flashback with Shanks with hockey in mind. I do not think that was on his mind.
That's possible. I will give you that. My thought is he at least had it cemented by, if not Alabasta, then definitely by Skypiea.
Skypiea, I could give it to you because of the mantra thing. Alabasta, no, because how did they beat Crocodile? They didn't use hockey to beat Crocodile.
I'm talking about Zoro's fight with Mr. One, Dylan.
Oh yeah, well that could have
He's using advanced armament hockey, or at least a prototype version of it.
Yeah, and that could have been something. I just don't think it had the name hockey to it. I don't think it was like in his plans to make that a widespread skill. I think that was going to be something either specific to Zoro or specific to like certain swordsmen like Zoro and Mihawk kind of thing. Like once you get to a certain level of swordsmanship, you can then do that. The whole thing about him like, oh, I can only cut what I want to kind of thing. That could have been like a proto hockey thing, but like I think it was also going to be something that was specific to swordsmen. Like, oh, once you are like one with the blade, then it's a true extension of yourself, and you can make it do what you want.
My point is that you can see the glimmers of what hockey would become by Alabasta. And like it's definitely taken shape more firmly by the time you get to Skypiea.
Yeah. Now, I will say in further defense of my point that hockey wasn't a part of the original plans, I think that like with Logia users specifically, the elemental weakness, specifically with like, NL and Crocodile, those were going to be a big thing, and I also think that Sea Prism Stone was going to be a much bigger deal than it ends up being.
I can see that argument.
Especially since it was seeded so early with Smoker, having the Sea Prism Stone tipped sword, I think it was going to be a much bigger deal than it kind of turned out to be.
But yeah, I think, what was I going to say now? I don't even know now. I've forgotten.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
But yeah, when it comes to like Bleach and stuff, like doing bold ideas, like again, I don't want to pretend that I know One Piece is better than any of you guys. It's just that again, I feel like Kubo will, even if he doesn't stick the landing, he at least consistently tries to make attempts to do something very interesting with his stories. Again, not to say the other ones don't, the other big three. It's just that I feel like Oda or Kishimoto could not have made the Fullbring arc.
Yeah, no, Kubo definitely cooked on a lot of those arcs. Kubo was cooking on a lot of that stuff.
I think out of all of One Piece doesn't really have an official couple, which I think is for the better. But like,
there is an official couple in One
to,
Piece. Shaggy and Rayleigh, they are my ride or dies.
I also think like Kubo also does romance better than the other three, which isn't necessarily a mark of skill, because like
Oda doesn't really write romance much, and Kishimoto is dog shit at it. So yeah.
Yeah, Oda has, I think, expressly said that there will be no like intra-crew romances. There's not going to be any Straw Hats that end up together.
But I sincerely believe that when it comes to at least Shonen Jump manga, I think Ichigo and Orihime is one of the best.
Yeah, they're one of the best like couples written. Which is why the anime pissed me off so much early on, is because like the I think it was like the director of the anime was shipping Rukia and Ichigo, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah,
stop that.
He really did not like Orihime.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Rukia is a great character and I love her to death, but like not with Ichigo. Her and Renji were clear endgame from early on.
Ichigo and Rukia are siblings to me.
Yeah, basically.
They're not love interests.
No, especially with the way Rukia like that. One of the drawbacks, one of the things I didn't like as much about Kubo is how much physical abuse there was between characters.
To be fair, though, I will say I like that Ichigo gives as good as he gets. Like, Ichigo isn't afraid to also be, like, to fight back when Rukia is being rough with him.
Yeah, definitely very, older sister, younger brother complex.
Also, there's the whole thing of Ichigo and his dad.
Yeah, his dad also kind of like being a little bit of a pervy creep. I know it was like the trope back in the day to have like a pervy comedic character, but there was some things Ishin did, and I'm just like, that's inexcusable, bro. What the fuck are you?
It's really unfortunate given like things that happen later in the series, where he's very much like.
Ishin's low-key goated, but like, yeah.
It's funny because Cone was basically like the token pervert character for much of the series too.
Yeah, very true.
The problem is though with Cone is that he is one of the characters that is hard carried by the anime filler.
Yeah, he gets very little to do in the actual manga.
Honestly, for as popular as Toshiro is, you can clearly tell that when popularity polls started showing that Toshiro was more popular than other characters, that's when Kubo himself was even writing stuff for Toshiro.
Yeah.
Because, like, he had.
You're talking about Hitsugaya, right?
Yeah.
Hitsugaya? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like he had no, like Hitsugaya had no business getting a lot of the stuff he got.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, speaking of popularity polls, y'all are both reading Kagurabachi, right?
Yep.
So the fucking rando who won 6th place apparently did in the popularity poll because a single person allegedly bought 1,000 volumes just to vote for him.
Who won? I don't pay attention to the popularity polls really, but who won that? Who was that?
One of Hakure's brothers.
The least relevant one, actually. The dude with the locks. The dude with the braids.
Oh, so not the one that's like, I love you by abusing you?
Nope. Not that one, and not the one who gets murked either.
Wild.
It is very funny.
It is very funny.
I mean, I admire the commitment, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But to be fair, manga popularity polls are so bad because I'll be very honest. I genuinely think less of the people who got Naoya Zenin into 5th place in the Jujutsu Kaisen popularity poll.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently, it was a similar situation.
I'm not shocked.
I think less of the one person who was that delusional to make him that popular then.
Funny enough, a similar thing happened with Nisekoi, where the worst character in the series had a really hardcore fan who basically carried her in popularity polls.
Who, Chitose?
No, the Yandere girl, the one girl even worse than Chitose.
What are we even talking about at this point? Which series is that from?
Nisekoi is a harem rom-com that ran in Shonen Jump in like the mid to late 2010s.
You mean Marika?
Marika, yes, that's who it was.
Is she a yandere? It's more just that she's like a bitch. Like,
Yeah,
she's meant to be more like Kathy than the others.
Yeah, I dislike her, okay? I think she's even worse than Chitoge, but she never had a shot, so...
Oh, Chitoge, yeah. I mean, to be fair, no, everyone gets cleared by Sugumi.
Yeah. No, agreed. 100%.
Did you guys know there was a PS Vita visual novel for Nisekoi?
No.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
So Raku could romance any of the girls in it, but the whole thing is that like he had to basically be secret lovers with them because of his relationship with Chitoge. You know, the fake relationship he had with her.
Yeah.
It was really shit because it's Nisekoi. But
Of course.
This was back when I was reading Nisekoi because I was like, oh my god, Shonen Jump series.
Yep. I think I was reading that one around after Naruto ended and around the time that Bleach was ending, so yeah.
I read it because the J-Star's Victory Versus, the Shonen Jump crossover, had Chitoge in it as a character.
Which is very funny.
So I was like, sure, I'll read this. She's in it. I want to get a feel of the character and the writing. And, to understand why she was put in. And I was like, wow. To be fair though, J-Stars had all sorts of characters. Because it had there was more One Piece characters than anyone else in that fucking game.
I'm not surprised. One Piece has a lot of characters on offer.
I'll be honest though, I don't think One Piece deserved that many characters. Because it had Luffy, Hancock, Ace, and Akainu.
Which is an interesting selection of characters.
Bear in mind, the game came out in 2015, so I believe the anime was way past fucking Marineford.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it had those characters. I wouldn't mind, but the series was the game was really funny because yeah, it had Chitoge from Nisekoi, it had Hinata from Haikyuu. Where the only gimmick he had is that he stunned an enemy briefly because he spiked the ball at an enemy.
Oh yeah, Dylan, have you seen Dionysus' design in this game?
Oh god, what the fuck?
Oh, with his banana hammock.
Honestly,
The leopard print banana hammock.
It kind of fits with him, I will say. Just knowing what I do about the actual
the myths about
mythology.
Dionysus, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey there, Zach. Nice car.
But honestly, speaking of Greek mythology, Dionysus is like one of the few actually kind of good benevolent gods, which is hilarious.
Didn't he actually never cheat on his partner? Or at least he did and then stopped doing it when he was told to stop.
Pretty much, yeah. One of the few loyal gods and actually treated humans and heroes with some respect.
I mean, he was once a human, so yeah, makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, sorry for interrupting,
Kaido.
Kaido.
God, favorite god is definitely Hades. Hades most benevolent.
I mean, Hades is actually... Hades isn't as bad as media tends to portray him as, but he's still not like a saint.
No.
No
god is a saint,
media
except for Hestia.
Yeah, Hestia is my favorite. Hestia is probably my favorite of all of the Greek gods, which is part of why, Jack, I got so into Danmachi, because I love Hestia.
If you're into Greek, you kind of have to be willing to accept that your goat probably did a lot of bad things.
Oh yeah. Look, Achilles is one of my favorite demigods in mythology, but he's a bastard.
Yeah.
He's a real dick. But I think he's a very interesting asshole, so...
But,
funny enough, something that redeemed Achilles in my mind was, have you guys ever read the book Song of Achilles?
I haven't yet. I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
Would recommend. It's pretty good. I mean, I think you guys would love it, because it kind of goes into the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus.
Yeah.
Well, what, you think just dangling a gay relationship is enough to get me interested in something?
Yes.
Well, you're right.
I was gonna say, absolutely.
Todo Deku enjoy ya?
Yeah, Song of Achilles
they make
is
Achilles a little bit more of a sympathetic character in that book, so it's like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Of course, a Hector hater would do that. But see, I do appreciate that Greek mythology isn't afraid to genuinely
Lady Athena.
Yeah, everyone they were very human, the mythological gods, which is why, a lot of them were like fucked up and awful people.
Yep. Generational trauma, baby. Let's go.
If you want a good book about that side of the gods, same author as Song of Achilles wrote a book about Circe, and that goes into a lot of that shit. It's pretty interesting.
I will say though, I can't imagine Cronus eating his children being a factor in why Zeus fucking turns himself into a swan to fuck women.
No, I think that's just
Like,
Zeus being a horn dog.
Yeah, like I think Zeus just was one of the kids that had bad vibes.
He was just horny on main.
Yeah, I killed my child. He had bad vibes. You weren't there.
I mean, Zeus did occasionally exercise good judgment, like, for example, realizing, hey, maybe trying to bone Thetis is a bad idea, what with the whole prophecy around her and all that.
Well, if I recall, didn't he actually hate, like, actual forceful sex? Like, holding down a woman, I mean. Like, I believe he actually didn't like that. Even though he didn't mind deceit. Like sex.
Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely coerced quite a few
He'd
women.
coerce and lie, but I believe he never like forced and held a woman down. But I don't remember.
That was one of the few lines he seemed to draw.
I will say though, like, doesn't make it better because both instances are rape.
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, also
he also was like one of the gods who was biggest on hospitality, which is a really huge thing in ancient Greece.
Well, that's funny. Speaking of, I was going to say, I feel like people forget that Sisyphus is actually kind of goated. Like, he tricked Thanatos into coming to his home, kidnapped him, and then, like, people weren't dying.
Yeah. Thanatos, Sisyphus cheated death twice,
like,
which is crazy.
I love the idea, though, that people can't die unless Thanatos personally visits them. So, like, yeah, people just would get their heads chopped off and that seemingly just be okay.
Thanatos must be hella overworked nowadays, huh?
Yeah, he's too busy taking Zagreus up the bum. Like... But, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I love that kind of stuff when it comes to Greek mythology. It's just like, yeah, a mortal can just, like, fucking, you know, a mortal can just trick the gods like that, and the gods are easily, like, deceived for the most part.
That's also part of the reason why I like Diomedes so much in the Iliad, because he just straight up fucking attacks two gods for trying to talk shit. Or not talk shit, but trying to, like, get too much into, like, fucking with the battle going on. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here, Aphrodite? You shouldn't be on the battlefield. Go home.
Speaking of hating the gods, one of the things I had in mind with the campaign was that one of the
gold coins.
Because I think it would have been brought up anyways that, like, you know, part actually was able to take over the astral self is because he was like that angry and hateful towards the gods.
When you were their ally.
Like, it was his sheer hatred and anger. That's the only reason why he was able to possess the astral self.
Yeah.
And so part of the whole thing was going to be is that, like, the idea I had is he was actually going to possess Pludral's body, and then, like, actually eat Hataia, like, his own body. But I was like, you know what, that sounds kind of shit, and I like the idea that the party will get Rua back properly.
I took nothing. Fire spreads, burns anything that stands in its path. The gods sought to imprison it, but I set it loose. Now at last.
Oh, Jack, by the way.
He said be right back.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Oh, there it is, yep.
I am glad we got to the Hataia stuff. I was waiting for that so long.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, I mean, it is in a way kind of like, you know, JJK spoilers incoming, like the whole Sukuna Megami thing. Where it's like, shit, I don't want to kill him because that's my friend's body, but like, we got to stop this fucker.
Yeah, I mean, it was always scripted though. I always had it in mind that Rue would possess the actual self. Like I wanted it to be a like foil to what happens with Kuro. Like,
Yeah.
Well, because like I came up with a lot of that stuff after. So it's really funny because the story would have been very different if Kuro had lived.
Yeah.
Because then there would have been more of the whole point of like Kuro was saved, and therefore he feels very willing to save Rua to not let, to try and avert the same thing again.
Yeah.
But
if anything, I think like having Kuro actually perish with all that makes it more higher stakes for us because we know it can not work out. So like we had higher stakes of like, oh shit, are we gonna get Rua back? And so I think what you did, you set it up well with that.
I mean, especially because Rua, he like Rua was always meant to be saved. Like that was the thing. Whereas with Kuro, if Kuro had been possessed, it actually was impossible to save him. But to actually, like, if he had been possessed, which is what happened, like his body taken over, then yeah, he couldn't be saved. But it could have been possible to save him. It's just very unfortunate that Eben, in his centuries-long plan, was that much of a piece of shit that he did just have that many contingencies.
Yep. I think Hataiya just thought people would accept it, like that he'd be like, yeah, I'm the hero of this world. You're all gonna love me and you're gonna forgive me for what I just did. So he didn't have any contingencies.
I mean, look, part of how I designed Hataiya is because I wanted to create a spectrum with the antagonists of the campaign. With Eben being a full-on villain, like no redeemable qualities. Hataiya being very much like, yeah, he's not evil. He actually wants to do good. However, it comes at the cost of genuine sacrifice for Rua, who he himself does not want to be sacrificed.
Yeah,
and obviously,
and it's also an example of the road to hell was paved with good intentions because he was doing some. I mean, like taking over Rua was some heinous shit.
So the thing is with that is that it actually wasn't Hataiya's fault that it happened. It was purely because of Boudral. But then at that point, Hataiya was like, "Well, I'm here now. I might as well make the use of it."
Shelter from the storm.
Not like that necessarily makes anything better. It's just, yeah. And so, how would I describe it? Like, but yeah, that's the whole thing of Hattie, is that he was meant to be an antagonist that kind of leaned to being a villain, but more so that, like, he would have done good things anyway. Like, he genuinely would have actually done a lot of the stuff he said he was doing. And then you've got the Tarask, who, you know, again, as I've said before, genocide isn't good in any circumstance.
I still feel like with the Tarask, if I had participated more in the conversation, my charisma modifier would have been better.
But the whole point with the Tarask is that, at least on some level, you can understand the conclusion that it came to. And the way it did.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there was always going to be that dissonance of, like, okay, there's no way we can find a common ground at this level. Also, Jack, now that you're back, I can tell you, guess what anime I showed Mom last night?
Which one?
Wistoria.
Oh,
yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, she liked it. She likes Will a lot. She
does like underdogs.
Yeah, she hates Sion.
Yeah.
And
he is a bit of a prick to start.
Don't hit my baby
really
boy,
like
Sion.
Yeah.
Look, he starts off as a
He's
prick.
tsundere as fuck.
He gets better, okay? But he starts off as a douchebag.
I
it's
genuinely
also, like-
believe he is the better version of Bakugo.
Yes,
Yeah.
honestly, I agree with you. Because Bakugo, at a certain point, has no reason to keep hating Deku, but he does anyway.
He's a stubborn
Sion,
asshole.
at least, you can kind of see the inferiority complex he has. And also, like, hey, I tried to be friends with you and you rejected me, so now I don't like you. So you can kind of see that part of it. But
also, he's a particularly volatile teenager.
yeah, I only watched the first few episodes with Mom, but I cannot wait for her to see, like, Julius.
Oh god, she's going to hate his guts.
She's going to hate Julius. But also, you guys are still a couple episodes behind on Wisteria.
I'm only one episode behind, but yeah.
So
we
you
saw
saw
how
who
the
get-
arc wrapped up.
You saw who makes it to the Upper Institute and everything.
I don't know if Mill has.
I have not.
Okay, I will not spoil that. But I will say something that to both of you, because this has not been animated yet, but I have read it in the manga. Both Julius and Sion get some good redemption. Sion's already kind of on the way to being redeemed in the current arc, but Julius, he gets some redemption. He kind of becomes goated.
Interesting.
Yeah, I won't say how, I won't say why, but he, like, people appreciate Julius a lot more after this upcoming arc.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. With the villains in my campaign, like that's why, like I was saying, I wanted a full spectrum of the villains. It's why I have come up with the final villain of Act 3 the way I have.
See, I also like having a nice range of villains, so in my writing I do also have villains that range from very sympathetic to just cackling gleefully evil.
I mean, I'll be honest, none of my villains are redeemable, because it's not like the Tarrasque would have been redeemed, it's more convincing the Tarrasque to not do a thing. Like, there's no real redemption for the Tarrasque, because it's not... Technically, the Tarrasque never did any of the wrongdoings, it wasn't its fault. Especially because you can't, you know, you can't blame a lion for eating someone that's in its nest. Like, you know, it's an animal, it's a creature, like it's a, you know, it doesn't have the capacity for intelligent thought. And
My
that's
read on it
basically
is that, like, the main villain of it is, like, more the cult of the Tarrasque, because they were trying to curry favor with the Tarrasque by doing all this shit. Like, you know, experimenting and sacrificing people.
All I'll say with Asta, the leader of the cult of the Tarrasque, there's a reason why he hasn't appeared yet. Compared to even Orkan, who has made at least 4 appearances.
Just his tail.
Even, you know, Orkan, Albert, sorry, he, like, made more appearances than Asta. Like, not to show my hand too much, but it's very telling that, like, he's just not showing his face.
Yeah.
You know, he's a pussy. Like,
On that topic, though, I am pleased, Kaido, that you have made, like, humans not, like, humans are redeemable in the setting. I didn't like the whole, like, oh, humans are the enemy of everybody else. Like, I'm not usually a fan of stuff like that. One of the notable exceptions is free run with demons, but, like, you know.
I mean, with the humans, that was supposed to be the original, like, you know, everyone would be raised or treated to believe that humans are awful, that they are scum. And to be fair, there's no reason for people to not think that, but the whole point is that you guys have been given that opportunity to learn beyond what you would have been taught and shown.
Yeah.
You've been given that window to actually see that there are people who deserve to be redeemed. Especially because Felix, even though Tenogama was one of the 2 countries that didn't actually fully really deal with humans in a big way, Felix would have very much like heard enough stories of humans being violent or not to say that that means that Felix should have to hate humans as well. It's just that it's another example of the context behind a lot of that. But again, part of the whole thing was that, especially because Albert was always meant to be a important character that would have shown that humans could be redeemed. And you know, you've got Flora, who is a child.
Yeah, I was gonna say early on we had Flora, who was like, you know, just more of a victim than anything else.
And like she was raised away from what's it called? Like she was raised away from the cult, so she would have never been like that anyway.
Yeah.
But again, I wanted to like build into that. I didn't want it to be immediately that like, oh yeah, there are really good humans actually. Like, no, I wanted to initially have you start off with having reasons to dislike at least the cult.
Yeah, just lots of bad impressions, especially with Aldane's backstory having a deadbeat human dad.
And you know, you've got like Hawk, who is a human, who wasn't raised as part of the cult as well, but I mean, Hawk isn't a bad person, it's just that Hawk also isn't exactly what's the way to describe it? Like, he isn't particularly a heroic character.
Hey, you don't have to be heroic to be a good character.
Yeah, I mean, as in good as
and
in,
like a good guy, good person. Yeah, you don't need to be heroic to be a good person.
And to be fair, Hawk willingly let himself be arrested so that it didn't cause great problems. Like, because Hawk had killed one of the figureheads of the Resistance. But otherwise, like, yeah, you know, like, again, I wanted a whole spectrum of the humans, and, you know, at the very least, like, especially because you've also got Leon, who you guys saved. Like, he's another example. It's like, again, I want humans to just be, oh yeah, they're completely irredeemable. Like, you know, they're always chaotic evil, they're always monsters. Like, no, that isn't what I wanted. That isn't the kind of story I wanted to tell. I always went in knowing that humans would, well, could be redeemed.
Oh, don't die, Mill.
I got death defiances, don't worry. This is why I'm being so sort of incautious. I've got a fuck ton of them left.
But yeah.
See, the only roguelike I play is Gungeon, so I'm always like, no, don't lose that last heart.
Yep. See, Gungeon is closer to whatchamacallit, to Hollow Knight in terms of how the health works there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a couple of broken items in Gungeon that it's like if you die, you just kind of, like with Clone, you die, you go back to the start with all of the stats and all of the items. So then it's just like, it makes it like an easy run on the second time through. But you still have to start from the beginning again.
I mean, yeah, I did just get a good loadout on that one, so I was pretty confident.
Nice.
Also, you were pretty lucky with the fights beforehand.
I prefer I was, you know, good in those fights rather than lucky.
You were also good in those fights, yes. But you didn't also have Prometheus's bird pester you so much.
I was smart when he did. I, you know, fucking just decided to say, you know, stick a pillar between me and the bird. The stupid ass bird.
The king and queen.
Welcome back.
Don't be shy. How my lord husband scoffed when first I brought forth that perhaps this deadly witch niece of his, raised from infancy to vanquish time itself, could also be of benefit against the Titan siege. Glad I won that out.
Hera dear, of course we reached agreement on that matter, else my good niece would not be here now. Though tell us, Menenui, what news of a lasting solution to our predicament? Typhon shows no interest in turning away.
We're getting closer to something. It's very likely that the means we use to rid ourselves of one of our great foes shall be the key to ridding ourselves of the other.
I'm honestly
We have
not
achieved those means as yet.
sure how many more runs I'll need to do. I mean, obviously it depends on how successful I am in those runs, but
Yeah.
I still don't know how Hades works.
I
I'm
keep
still
doing
like just trying
runs
to
until
figure
you
it out half the time.
You need but tell us
basically,
facilitate this outcome, Malinois.
as you complete runs in advance of the story, basically.
Oh, so it's like a multi-stage roguelike where you have to do. Okay.
So there's
See,
4.
I'm used to the I'm so used to Gungeon, which is just single run for the most part.
I mean, Gungeon, to my knowledge, is more arcadey.
It's also a
Very
bit of
much.
bullet hell in that.
It is a bullet hell. It is. I mean, there's literally like you. One of the places you go to is called Bullet Hell.
But yeah, to my knowledge, with like compared to Gungeon, like Hades actively is like
There's more of an overarching story to it.
Yeah.
If you put them on the spectrum, from a lot of story to no story, or not a lot of story, but story to no story, Gungeon is at the no story end, Hades is at the story end. And Hollow Knight
There
is
is a
somewhere
little bit of an overarching story in terms of like when you're unlocking characters and weapons and stuff, and like there's like a lot of little side things.
Yeah, but it's not
But
like
yeah,
Hades. Like if you want to fully complete the game, you need to do more than one completed run.
oh yeah, it's the same. It's kind of the same with Gungeon. You need to beat the game, quote unquote, you need to like unlock everything, and to unlock everything, you need to do so many different types of runs and runs with different characters, and yeah.
If we can rid ourselves of Chronos, then we should be able to rid ourselves of the father of all monsters too. And I've not been training all my life for this only to fail now.
Well, remind me never to get on your bad side, Sunshine. You ready to head home? Always good to see you.
And yeah, you're still willing to take part in those fucking stupid sibling dispute shit.
Should help you get home.
We're getting closer, everyone.
I really hate those ones.
Stay safe. Return to Shadow now. Closer to the incantations we require.
Alright, I think gonna call it here. So
Not a idea.
Thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Though probably not next Saturday, because Jack, you probably have work and I have plans. Please do give us a follow and a subscribe here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, comment down below, and please press that bell icon,
And otherwise, hopefully, we'll see you on Tuesday. Good night.
Later.